sitting in the bottom of the basin. The basin in a permanent condition will be dry. For a temporary condition, it's actually, the design is that you'll have about a foot of standing water in it. So that being the case, there are measures that can be done, spraying for mosquitoes, whether it's, you know, eggs or larvae or things like that. Also got some communication by way of email from the applicant's engineer who prepared the plan, and he said, hey, we've got a bunch of topsoil here we want to get rid of. Township ordinance doesn't allow you to export topsoil. So I said, you didn't get that waiver during the plan review process, you'll need to approach the board. So they can still get that, and I'm saying them back to back for a very good reason. If they want that waiver, I see no reason why they shouldn't provide you with the mosquito spraying and protection that the township would want. Okay.
Great.
So that's really about it as far as the engineer's report. I can answer any questions you might have. We do have a couple of projects that are kind of languishing here, that have been on here forever. I'm going to talk to Aaron about that, but Albert's Track's been here forever, and the Dix Minor subdivision. I really suspect what's going on there is that people are getting the plans recorded and they're just not making their way back to the township. So we got to do some type of a measure in place where, I don't know, the township's holding an escrow that, you know, we get the plans back and you get your escrow back. Otherwise, it's going to be like we're going to have to be tracking these people down to get these plans back that the township needs, or the township takes on the recording responsibility. I'm not advocating for that at all, but we got to do something. Otherwise, it's going to be here forever. I mean, Albert's was back in 21, 5 years. So it's got to, you know, we've got to put some measure in place to make sure that the township gets what they need from a planning standpoint. Okay.
Great.
Other than that?
Thanks, Norm.
Yep, you're welcome.
Bob, Marion, do we have a Central Park Valley Regional Planning Committee update?
Yeah, so March's meeting was canceled due to weather.
Okay.
So the next meeting will be May 18th at Lower Frederick Township Building, 7 o'clock. Whoever wants to come is invited.
Okay, so the next Central Park Valley Regional Planning Commission meeting is
third
May
Monday.
18th,
Yeah,
Thursday
third Monday of the
meeting
month.
at 7 p.m.
You skipped the building inspector.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh my
for the
gosh, I'm
building
sorry.
inspector, We at least need to.
About all these notes that I really wanted to go over.
We'll go back, thanks, Bob.
Start with Southland Station.
Okay, well, that was my climax.
Sorry
there.
about that. You know, the way that you ended, I really thought, I said, thanks, Norm, I thought you were done.
So, Perkionville Road, that's been going on forever, but it's LTL's understanding is that there has been, a replacement attorney has provided some correspondence to the township solicitor, and my understanding is that at least Vicki is looking through that and provide some update at a later time. Becker Road, the LTL's has scheduled an inspection of the attached garage, and the inspection did fail for some issues. Those corrective actions have been implemented so that they were able to receive their UNO for the addition, and they've, LTL's reviewed with the property owner what they need to do to continue to clean up the property. LTL will make periodic inspections out there to make sure that progress, now that they've got their UNO for the garage, that was the thing holding everything up, because once they got their UNO, now they can start putting things away. And that's our understanding of where they're doing, what they're doing with that. Yost Road, 2746 Yost Road. Supervisor Landman and two LTL, the building code official and LTL's site inspector went out to check for the various issues that they were having out there, and they are making progress. Up until now, it's been so wet and it's a steep slope. The last thing you want to do is mess around until that dries out of it. So that my understanding is that a letter has been, a memo with some photos has been prepared by LTL and provided to the owner as far as what they need to do to take corrective action. I don't even know if they're in the area any longer, so this might go a little bit more slowly, but they have been making progress, so that's good. 3415 Southbridge Station Road. Okay, so township received written complaint about the number of vehicles, vehicle parts, trash, burning an absolute mess. LTL sent a notice of violation, the property owner signed for the notice of violation. LTL conducted a site visit to check the status of the cleanup, and there was none. So the property owner, since that time, has more vehicles and junk on the property. So LTL is in the process of, and I have my understanding, the draft is into typing as we speak, and will prepare citations for the property. So it's moving forward as quickly as we can, making sure that we hit all the steps that are necessary to move forward in legal action if we need to. And then lastly, 1646 gravel pipe, another written complaint about the number of vehicles, parts, junk on the property. The property was cleaned up in 2023, but has become a problem again, and LTL is in the process of preparing a notice of violation again to move this project forward as well, I should say, to issue the notice of violation. That is all I have, which is too much.
Yeah. Thank you.
Sure.
Parks and Rec.
Hello. We've got to jump on planning for Community Day, just a couple highlights. We hired a band, so the Mighty Manatees, if anybody knows those. Perkins Valley Brewing Company is going to be there. Yay. And also we're having our second annual bake-off. And I want to thank Norm and his company and Vicki and her practice for generous sponsorship donations, and anybody else that wants to donate. Another thing, pending approval from the board, we've planned, or I should give Carolyn more credit, Carolyn has instituted yoga in the park on the premises. Carolyn, back there or out there?
Wherever we can.
All right, so some
All the grass is cut.
grassy yard space. It's going to be 9 a.m. the first and the first and the last Saturday of the month, starting May, okay? And I don't know about you, but I'd be pretty excited to see Supervisor Lehman doing a downward dog or child's pose, right?
Well, no, I think have the cameras, video cameras ready. Okay, moving along, new business. The first item we have up is approval for advertising of ordinance 2026-07, the environmental adjustment factors. So, Aaron, do you want to add some commentary?
Yes, this is a ordinance revision that the planning commission has been working on. This is an ordinance that is, if you do a development in here, part of the process in that, you have to do calculations to take in the environmental factors on your land and see how they will impact your development as you move forward. We've adjusted those with the help from the county using our new maps, where you'll be able to host those on. Basically, these changes allow us to do a couple of things. They allow us to protect the natural resources of Upper Frederick and the character, while also giving developers the tools they need to be able to correctly assess lands. A great example is Gravel Pike. There's 50 acres over there. It's a big rocky pile. We've had tons of developers calling about that, but this is something, if they had the maps on there, to be able to go and see the geology over there. It's just not conducive to that measure. And this takes into those kind of measures to make sure that both buyer and the township are protected through the process.
Okay, great. And this is just for we're approving the advertising so everybody can see.
Correct.
You can sit right here.
Yeah, this will be posted if you guys approve for advertisement.
Yeah, great. Want to make a motion?
Any questions?
Any questions on that?
I make a motion to approve for advertising ordinance 2026-07, environmental adjustment factors.
I second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Next up on new business is approval for advertising of ordinance 2026-08, the landscaping standards. And Aaron, I think you have some more updates for us.
This is another ordinance that the planning commission was working on. We've received complaints about clear cutting and a lack of tree replacement. The revisions that the planning commission is suggesting we make are to add the automatic adoption of the invasive species list to our landscaping ordinance. It basically means you can't plant plants like bamboo and stuff that become a nuisance to not only your neighbors and yourself, but also the township down the road, because they just continue to grow. It also strengthens our tree replacement standards, so that when you know, as a developer, if you do come and cut trees, you have to replace more trees. That helps maintain the character of Upper Frederick. This also lowers the total amount of land disturbance you will have to get to before you need a full permit to do any clear cutting. Reduces it about half.
Are the nuisance plants actually listed, so we know
So
what a
the
nuisance
nuisance
plant
plants-
is?
Yes, we are adopting the state's list of these. That way we as a township don't have to continually maintain and monitor this. We are going by the experts at the state, which are guided by the universities and other experts, to do kind of an automatic adoption. So if the state adds something, it automatically is added to our ordinance.
Okay.
Questions?
I'm sorry, so where is that list of nuisance plants at?
That's carried with the state.
Okay. Do you know if ailanthus trees are on that list?
I do not know what they have 3 categorizations, you know, of nuisance plants, and they have a long list in each different category. It's pretty extensive, but there's different standards on it with the state, and basically we'll be using those standards.
And they're not defined in the ordinance because it's a list prepared by the state, which could be updated anytime.
Correct.
So you always want to use the current up-to-date list on the state.
Just
Are you gonna put a link on your website as to where to find that information?
Yes.
Yes,
Thank you.
probably in the ordinance, I would think, the link, or the reference to the link.
Usually it's the name of the list and then they'll say most recently revised, something
Yeah.
like that. So you'll be responsible for finding out what the most recent list is, but it's a way of protecting the township from having to create a new list, 'cause especially
And stay up to date with it.
invasives change, they could have changed during the meeting. I mean, it just seems like things go in and out pretty quickly.
Great. Okay. Any other questions?
I'll make a motion to approve for advertising ordinance 2026-08 landscaping standards.
My second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Next on new business is approval for trial of yoga in the park.
With those?
Do we have any
So
other questions about it? I
I will
know Tracy gave us a little update, so.
Tracy already explained
Yep.
most of it. I will mention from the township side, we are named as secondarily insured with the business, and we have a COI from the business for that effect. I've also run that through our liability provider, and they are also okay. So this will be fully covered from us, and we are using liability waivers for attendees at the classes.
Any other questions about yoga in the park?
Carolyn, do you have anything to add to that?
No, just please come, it'll just be Les and I and the instructor, and it'll be very embarrassing for us.
No, layman's coming.
Is there any cost to the township for this?
No.
No. So the people will come pay and
People who come,
Don't-
yes,
yeah.
no cost to the township.
What are the dates and times of it?
The first and last Saturday of every month, starting in May,
What time?
9.
9 a.m.
What's the fee?
$15.
15, thank you.
I make a motion to approve the trial of yoga in the park.
I second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Last item for new business is 3351 Big Road Operation and Maintenance Agreement.
So this is an operation and maintenance agreement for a private septic system
Mm-hmm.
that the township will be entering into with the property owner to make sure that the system is maintained and that it works and functions properly into the future. It's an agreement that is recorded, so it runs with the land and binds anybody else who buys the property. So I am working on some revisions to it, so I would just ask that you, if you make a motion to approve it, that you do so subject to any changes therein.
Okay, I make a motion to approve the O&M agreement for 3351 Big Road, subject to any changes that the solicitor may make.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Good job, Bert.
Great. Moving along to old business. Discussion and update on use regulations from the workshop Board of Supervisor meeting. So we did discuss third section that we're covering of use
Yeah,
regulations?
Yeah, you guys had the workshop, I wasn't there, but I created the minutes off the recordings. You guys did go over a lot of the material there. I believe there are still some things to go over from that section, and so we were going to move those discussions into this next workshop coming up here in May, so we can continue that work. And that's why there's no action tonight, is there, we
Right.
wanted to do additional review in another workshop.
Great, so it would be, if all goes well on the next workshop, then we would approve for advertising at the next BOS
That
business meeting.
section, yes.
Great, okay. Moving along, upcoming meetings. We have Parks and Rec, meeting again on April 21st at 7 PM. We have the Planning Commission, April 16th at 7 PM. Open Space meets April 16th at 7 PM as well. The next Board of Supervisors Workshop Meeting is May 6th at 7 PM. And our next business meeting for the Board of Supervisors is May 13th at 7 PM. Any last minute comments? Welcome.
Announcements?
Um,
Got any?
And there are no announcements.
Okay, I got one is.
You do?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
The Portertown Indoor Guard and Indoor Drumline has their home show this Saturday. If you look on Portertown's website, you will see what time it is, usually around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. But we've got 22 schools coming in to compete.
Great,
All I got.
that's it. Then I'd like to adjourn the meeting. Do I have a formal statement I need to say to adjourn the meeting?
Yeah, I apologize, I
Is there a motion to make a motion
My bad.
to adjourn
Sorry.
the meeting?
Second.
Great.
All in favor?